Ryder Cup is one of the most prestigious and high-stakes events in golf, pitting the best players in the United States against Europe. But it's also driving some big business. Joining us with more this morning, Dom Chu in Farmingdale, New York, with a special guest. Hey, Dom.
Good morning, Carl. So we are here in Farmingdale, New York, at what is known as America's Country Club, Bethpage, and the Black Course. And with me right now is the PGA of America CEO, Derek Sprague. And so, Derek, this is an unbelievable venue to hold a championship like the Ryder Cup on. Can you take us through the reasons why the Bethpage Black Golf Course specifically is such a key part of the PGA of America's plans for championships going forward?
Yeah, well, first of all, I mean, when we look for championship sites, it's got to be a great championship layout that tests the best players in the world. And we got the 24 best players here at Bethpage here this week. And as we announced last week or the week before, a couple other championships coming here again to test the best players in the world. It's just a challenging golf course, great layout for the fans, great layout for corporate hospitality. You've seen the build out here, triple deckers, double deckers, just an expansive layout, helps logistically, and it's a great example of private and public partnership.
There's also an accessibility factor as well. This is a public golf course, a New York State public lands golf course, which means anybody can actually play it. The demand is outstripped supply, but just how important is it to have a public venue like this host a championship like the Ryder Cup?
Well, I think it really sends a message. We have over 30,000 PGA professionals. Many of those are at public facilities, and to open the doors, to tens of thousands of fans this week, in a public facility to come to a Ryder Cup like this is just incredible. Versus, as you mentioned before, we got on the air about private facilities, and we go to a number of private facilities. But having a public access facility here to have the best players in the world, it sends a message.
You mentioned the hospitality and economic impacts of this particular event. This is going to be a record-setting event in terms of the PGA of America, the revenues generated, the corporate hospitality. How important is it to have the New York metro market be the focal point of this kind of an event? And is it the blueprint for things going forward?
Well, I think the support from the business community has been incredible here. We have over 280 corporate partners here on site with us this week in different venues, different levels of venue. It'll be over a $200 million economic impact with about $150+ million right here on Long Island in the New York metro market. So that's a great lasting legacy, and the proceeds from the Ryder Cup just help, perpetuate our mission at the PGA of America.
This is also the first Ryder Cup where your players who are participating in this event are going to be quote unquote paid in some way, shape, or form. Can you take us through the evolution of how that came about and just what you expect the playing payer aspect is going to be like?
Yeah, well, we gave a donation 25 years ago in 1999 of $200,000 to the team members then, and that has continued for 25 years. And in working, when you look at the inflation over those 25 years, it would have been a little over $400,000. But in working with Captain Keegan, we determined that we want to increase the amount of charitable impact that we give the players. So we went from $200,000 to $300,000. They have a $200,000 allocation that they can spend. Some have already announced they're going to give all of it to charity. So at the end of the day, Dom, charity is going to win. We're actually going to be giving more charitable dollars in 2025 than we did in 1999.
Speaking of the player aspect, one of the player dynamics that's taken center stage for the past several years has been that tension between the PGA Tour, separate than you guys, and also the LIV Golf circuit and tour. That debate has largely kind of taken a bit of a back seat to what's been going on in the game. Many of those players are coming together here at the Ryder Cup as well. Just where do you see that player dynamic between the PGA Tour and the LIV Golf Tour kind of evolving over the course of the next, say, 12 to 24 months?
Yeah, I think, like you said, I think it, from my seat, I think it's taken a little bit of a back seat, but I think there will be some tension this week between Europe and the American team. But there's such mutual respect between the LIV players and the PGA Tour players because they're the elite players in the game, right? No matter what league you're in or on. There's mutual respect for all professional athletes. I think you see that, these players transcend golf and they get the respect of the Michael Jordans from the NBA, So really, I don't think there's much to to come of the LIV and the PGA Tour relationship.
And then one final question for you. What are your expectations in terms of how you think this event is going to proceed in the coming years? Do you think it's going to evolve? Is technology going to play a large portion of that evolution?
Yeah, I think, we're seeing it already. We got more digital scoreboards and video boards out here. It's the largest number of video boards that we've ever had at an event like this. So I think you'll continue to see us balance the corporate needs, the spectator needs, the player needs, and we'll just continue to evolve. And that's the greatest thing about our team at the PGA of America is although we expect this to be the greatest Ryder Cup ever in the history of the PGA of America, we feel 2027 and 2029 at Hazeltine back in this country will be the better, the best to come. So we're always evolving, looking for the next trend in these type of events.
All right, Derek Sprague, the CEO of the PGA of America, thank you very much and good luck with putting on a great championship this coming week.
Thanks, Tom.